Bortle here at the YCS Las Vegas event, 3v3 team event. My goodness, largest one in history. We have here 1/3 of
Team Ragnarok.
My goodness.
Also Team Fafnir.
Fafnir. What did you guys do today?
Well, today we got top 8, which was kind of sick. It was me and Corey's first top. They played a fairly normal voiceless build. I played the super weird one.
Okay. So everyone played voiceless.
Yeah. Okay. That was part of the strategy. So that way, if we were coaching, we didn't have to like break away from the mentality of the deck.
Yeah. So and before we start the actual deck profile, any shout-outs?
Oh, to my daughter, Luna. She gave us all the luck to get where we are. So thanks, kid. Love you. And then everybody that Miles shouted out before, like everybody in Houston. James, because he destroyed me for like a month and a half with Fire King, so I learned how to play against it.
Okay, sweet. And make sure to check out their profiles up here somewhere, guys. Yeah. God, yes. And without further ado, please take it away.
All right, so I'm starting with a go second hand trap. So 3 triple attacks. You just want more cards. Part of the problem with this deck is you end up like having one less interaction than you want, and this gives you a little bit more. Plus, it rips hands, and that is disgusting. We got Droll and Nib. These funnel your opponent down to very limited plays, and this deck thrives in that. That's what the whole deck's trying to do. So then we have Imperm, because it's good with Nib, and this on Snake Eye Ash is often just in the friggin' turn. So that's those second stuff. Then we have starters, 3 Low, 3 Saphira, 3 Drytron Diviner of the Heralds. This card's actually better in this deck, because you can special summon Low with it if you tribute it with Trius, or if you just use the Ritual spell. This has a lot of targets in the side deck, or in the extra deck that I'll show you in a minute. Okay. We got 1 Old Man. He's old, he's a man, he's awesome. He brings out blue guys. We have the spicy guy, Maximus. Ooh. He's a light level 8 monster, and I guess he has this effect where you send 2 cards from your extra deck, and that helps you get more stuff. You get to him with Nadir, which I'll show in a minute. 2 of the big blue guy, and then 1 Saravis. I wish I could have fit 2. That would have been great because the Valor was everywhere. And then I'm playing Pindigraph. This guy does a lot more than people think. This just negates the spell effect, so it stops their triple attack, and then their other one in hand is dead. Triple attack hurts this deck a lot. When he goes to the Pendulum Zone to do that, he also special summons an Odd Eyes guy from the extra deck, which most of them suck. The other thing he does is at your end phase, if he's in the Pendulum Zone, you can bounce him back to hand and add a ritual spell from deck or graveyard to hand. So if you already have 1 in grave, you add the other one to hand from deck, so that way your trap has something to put back instead of the one that's in grave, so you can play around Super Poly. Barrier, everyone's terrified of this card, and they should be. 1 of these is scary. 2 of them, you're not going to win the game. It's follow up every single turn, and it makes them only attack the 4100 guy. They can't target. Turns your board into a towers board, basically. Then this card that was pretty okay. It was way better going first than second, because this gets you to the major floodgate in here, which is Winda. But going second into FK and Snake Eye stuff, it doesn't matter if you try and play into the board, because you won't break it. So you have to be able to stop them. So I started in more hand traps and took out this whole package towards the end of the day today. Or sorry, end of the day yesterday. But it's a good card because it's also a starter and a go second card. Potigree with a longer name. It gets you the 2 cards to play the game. Typical 2 ritual spell. The God card that should be back at 3. The trap that it'd be nice if we could play more of, but I tried to mitigate that with an extra deck choice. And then Schism. People were sending their dark monsters before I even finished resolving this thing, so that was pretty nice. You started most of that stuff out, though, for more relevant cards going second.
What's the main deck count?
Main deck count's 42.
And what made you decide to use this variant versus like a more voiceless one?
I like the bad decks. They like to play really consistent stuff. I like consistency too, but I like the spicy stuff. I feel way better when I'm playing cool cards.
Okay. So
we got the 3 basic links that you need. I made all of them. Check your opponent's graveyard before you make that. Promethean Princess is scary. This card is nuts. I might have made Link Rebo if I had it, but I didn't miss it. SP is $100+ for a reason.
Yeah.
This is one of my targets for Nadir or Maximus. It also helps with Branded, because Branded pluses off of your Maximus a lot. This helps get rid of one of the cards so they don't trigger an end phase. The Omni-Negate gets rid of the other. Also, this lets you put back your trap from grave into deck, so you get 2 copies, basically.
You can make it too.
Yeah, you can make it too. I never did, but you could. These are my 2 weird targets. Since there's so many bricky cards in the deck, like you can draw double Nadir or like draw your Maximus, this can help you draw and then put the bricks back. This was just another target for my Ulti Slayer in the side deck. It never came up. This one did, but this one did not. This is kind of a flex spot. I'll do those last because they're fun. Then we have the cards that make your opponent cry. And then the things that you send off of Diviner, and also chain block your app cologne with. And these two guys go together because you send this with the Nadir, and then he sends this after you search, then you get a draw 2. Well, an additional draw, not a draw 2. You can't not play that because he comes up at the weirdest times and wins you the game because you had him.
Did you make him any?
I made him once, and it was the reason that I won the game. Oh, wow. Corey likes to make it unfreaking beatable with lights and darks. This deck cannot handle that thing with light and dark effect. So my Odd Eyes guy would bring this out. Ooh. It's just a chump block and body most of the time, and it goes to the pendulum zone, but then no one reads the rest of it. Once per your main phase, you special summon this from your pendy zone. And then if you did that and you have a dark monster engrave, he attaches it to himself as material. Then you can detach the materials and pop 2 3K or less monsters your opponent has. Then you overlay this guy, who just gets 3 attacks on anything at 3K. So that's my substitute for Selene access code because I didn't want to play the Charmers. And then side deck's kind of generic. I was a little scared of Lab because I wasn't doing great against it in testing, but these could have been Crows and would have been better. I only ever ended up putting in 2 of these, and the third could have been a nice flex spot. I don't know what it would be though. These were good. This went in when the Nadir package came out because it's better to stop the FK player than to try and break them. Yeah. This card is bananas. You don't need Duster. I realized that before my teammates. I'm just kidding. I would have probably had Duster if I'd realized that I didn't need this. 2 Ultimate Slayer. They look like I have money because of Miles, but I'm a broke boy. These are really nice. They stop the Fire King Snake Eye board a little bit. If they put up like a Savage or something, you can Malong and bounce one and then bounce the other with Malong, or at least eat the negate. Plus, you can side out starters going second, and these become starters in a way. They're like pseudo starters. Just like they said, I wish I had 3. I saw it twice, and it kind of mattered, but 3 would have been nuts. And then the one they forgot. That'll go to 1. And that's the deck.
Sweet. Well, hey, again, guys, congrats on getting top 8.
Thank you.
Until next time, everyone, Bordeaux.